Hello and welcome back to our channel. In this video, we'll be covering how we can set up dual monitors. If you are in need of extra screen space, having two monitors or multiple monitors increases productivity by expanding the amount of screen space. In this video, we'll walk you through all the required steps that will get you started with your dual monitor setup. First of all, let's take a look at what it's required in order to achieve a dual monitor setup. Setup of this kind won't be possible if your computer doesn't support multiple video connections. At the minimum, you'll need two video outputs to connect both your monitors. Generally, there are four types of ports, which is VGA, DVI, HDMI, and DisplayPort. Now, if you do not have the required ports, then you'll need an external connector or adapter to hook up the monitors to the system. Most systems, laptops and desktops nowadays are capable of accommodating a dual monitor setup. However, there may be compatibility or support issues depending on your specs, so be sure to check the manual on the availability of ports. Generally, desktops have more ports capable of outputting to multiple external monitors, but even with laptops, most of them have either two HDMI ports or HDMI plus DVI. So how we can gather the hardware? The best way to set up your dual monitor setup is highly dependent on how your monitors connect and on the ports on your laptop or desktop. It's very important that you take your computer ports into account before you buy a second monitor. This will save you from having to spend extra money on an additional adapter. Start by inspecting your computer's video ports and see what you are working with. See if you can set up the connection without an adapter. However, you might not have a choice. For example, if you want the second screen to be your VGA monitor, you'll likely need an adapter like this one in order to connect it to HDMI port of a new laptop. Likewise, if you have an old DVI monitor, you will need an adapter of this kind in order to plug it into a HDMI port. Most laptops come with multiple video ports. Let's take the popular Dell Latitude E6230. It contains one 19-pin HDMI connector and one VGA connector. Looking at these options, one monitor can be hooked up to the HDMI port and the other one to the VGA port. Desktops, on the other hand, have a built-in VGA on the motherboard and multiple HDMI and DVI ports on the dedicated graphic card. This is why desktops are ideal for dual monitor setups. In case you only have one port, either VGA, HDMI or DVI, you will need a dual adapter. If the port is VGA, you will need a monitor VGA dual splitter. If your port is DVI and your two monitors are both VGA, you will need a DVI-I analog to 2x VGA video splitter cable. But keep in mind that this is not ideal since it will only duplicate the display, won't work with the extend mode. Usually, the motherboard's built-in VGA ports are not powerful enough to support two monitors, so you can expect some blurred pixels. Once you have both your monitors, make sure that your ports check out and brought the required adapters if required. It's time to configure it all under Windows. So connecting the equipment is our next step. If you are prepared for a lengthy tutorial, you can rest easy. Windows makes it extremely easy to connect multiple monitors, and for the most part, this is true for all the recent Windows versions. All you have to do is plug in the second monitor into the appropriate port via an adapter if required, and Windows should automatically extend your desktop on it, and that's it. However, depending on your settings, Windows might mirror your second display instead, showing the same thing on both screens. In this case, you'll need to make additional adjustments. In Windows 8 and Windows 10, if you are seeing a mirrored display on both monitors, you'll want to press Windows key plus P and choose the Extend option. This will make up for an entire monitor worth of additional screen space. If you want to take the long route, you can also right-click anywhere on your desktop and select Display Settings. From there, right-click the Identify or Detect button. Then drag and drop both displays until you position them however you want. Keep in mind that number 1 is always the primary display. In Windows 7, you can press Windows P shortcut can work. If your display is mirrored by default, use the shortcut to select the Extend mode. Or you can do it by right-clicking on the desktop and choosing Screen Resolutions. Once there, click the Identify button if the second monitor doesn't already appear, and then position them however you want. Once the monitors are connected, you will need to adjust the settings. This can be easily done from the display settings on your computer on Windows Vista 7 or 8 by right-clicking on your desktop and selecting Personalize and then Display, and after that change display settings. The Extend mode will work if the monitors are getting the same signal. You will need signals coming out from two ports if you wish to get the extended feature. I hope this video will be helpful for you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe our channel.